talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. But we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. But we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Ottman, joined by co-host Pork Chop, Big Savage Greg, special guest, been a long time coming. Taylor Cornell, what's up, everybody?
How's it going?
What up?
What's up?
It's going good, man. That was really short, so we'll just jump right into it. We've only got Taylor for, another 25 minutes or so. Want to hit a couple injury updates just to start the show, and then we'll get into some talk with Taylor, who you can find on the Who They Did.
Yes, sir. You
Wanna
got
make
it.
sure I got it right.
Well, I thought you were pausing because you were deciding between calling it Twitter or X, because I'm still getting caught up on that.
No,
I'm like,
I was bitching about that yesterday because I'm just like, what? Of all things to rename it X.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna name it X.
It's like Prince.
And then everything's different now. It's a repost. I was bitching about all this yesterday. So we spend a whole, episode on that. But so we have some injury updates and others not so much. Travion Williams, week to week, it's an ankle sprain. That's what is out there. It's what Zach updated today. Chuck Sizzle, and a little better news. That was scary because huge Chuck Sizzle guys here. Charlie Jones, that shoulder. He went in with the shoulder on a phenomenal catch that I saw. He is day to day. Guessing he probably still doesn't play in the preseason game next week, but there's a small chance. But there's still two others. He needs those reps. It's good for him. We got Trent Irwin balling out with the catch of the preseason so far as well. So we've got receivers, but you don't want to see that guy go down. He's supposed to be our punt returner as well. So hopefully he's back soon. And then Burrow is still weeks out, but it's weeks out from when Taylor originally said. He was not happy, I think, with that question, the way it was asked today. But
Right.
Thus is Zach Taylor. I've seen no updates on Devontae Mitchell. If you guys have, jump in, or Terrell Basham. Both those guys also got carted off this week with different injuries. Not sure what they are, but that's some of the guys that would be fighting for a roster spot, D-line depth. So we'll see if they can get back soon. Oh my God! I will wear the Diesel headband at some point. Darth, good to see you. As long as everybody else that's in the chat. I've also heard nothing else on Collins or Wilcox. Both guys still on the PUP list. So that's kind of where we're at with injuries. That list is getting longer, but so far, Greg, knock on your wood. Thank you. That none of them seem to be any kind of season-ending things yet. We don't know about, Maxwell. Basham's didn't seem to be, but Maxwell maybe could have been. It seemed a little more serious. All right, so Taylor, who does the Who They Did, you all need to check it out. We haven't had on. We've wanted to have him on for a while. So just what's your thoughts based on hair camp being the most recent things you've seen on Twitter, if you've been able to make it down on your own, or X. See, once again,
Right.
fucking seen
X.
it on X. You didn't see it on Twitter. It doesn't exist anymore.
That's really hard to get used to.
Yeah, for sure. But who's kind of stood out to you or maybe has been a camp surprise so far?
Yeah, I haven't made it down there yet. It's kind of like I think that's one of the like good things, bad things about being a good team now. Like I remember you could go down to camp and like not be crowded at all, and now it is like a whole thing. And if I win, I'd probably take like my 5-year-old, and it's like he's not gonna want to stand out there the whole time, but you kind of got to stay till the end for him to get like that autograph opportunity. Right. And it's like I don't know if that'll work. So we haven't made it down there yet this summer. We may or may not, but. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I've been seeing. I will say like the one thing that surprised me, not necessarily from a like it's not that big of a deal, but I really thought we were going to see a lot more like Charlie Jones type of highlight stuff. We saw the like nice catch yesterday diving, and that's when he hurt his shoulder. I thought we were going to see a lot more, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just whatever clips get out there circulated on Twitter. We got a couple of those Yoshi catches earlier.
I was going to say we've been getting a lot.
Got a couple of those, yeah. Yeah, he's like a highlight waiting to happen. So you don't have to on my account. If you want to take it off, please don't let me.
Going to get Greg turned on for sure.
Yoshi. Just whisper it. Yeah, so I don't know. I think maybe that'd been a surprise. I thought we'd maybe see a little bit more from those receivers. But again, I wouldn't like it's not. I don't see it as a bad thing, and I think we'll probably see some stuff out of preseason games, whether Charlie plays in the first one or not. But Yoshi will get some run. I think I'm like most excited about Chase Brown. I think we're going to see hopefully him getting a lot of reps, especially with Travion out for the couple preseason games, and just kind of see what we got.
If Chris Evans has any chance to make this roster, I think they just open back up with the injury. I know about him every year, but
yeah,
I don't know about you. I've personally kind of been like, he's just
Well, I always like, you kind of forget when you're out there Xing on the internet that, like players, some players Xing out there.
Sounds dirty now.
Yeah, it does. I was out there just like Xing by myself. And
Xing all around.
And like some players like look up their names and see what people are saying about them. And I had Chris Evans like a tweet once where I was like completely trashing him. And I didn't tag him in the tweet, like his account. I just said like, Chris Evans, not good. And he liked the tweet, and I was like, see, I feel bad about it now.
Yeah, right.
So I try, not to be as critical, but yeah, I'm fully off the Chris Evans train. I think the idea of him is better than what is actually ever going to come to fruition. Whether like, I think there's probably like a little bit, in one sense you trust the coaching staff, like they see him every day. But there is probably like, if maybe he had a little bit more opportunity, maybe we would see something more like he's flashed, but I just think that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's had his chances, and it's just never really worked out. And the coaches clearly don't have faith. It's been the route running, it's been the things in practice. It's the trust factor. It seems like from the outside looking in. All right, Dustin, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. 2 questions here for Taylor. Any small thoughts of surprise on contract or contracts that are not done yet, maybe you thought would be done, and then not to stir trouble? Yes, you do, Dustin. You try to all the time. Around the Burrow injury, kind of weird. Just the whole conversation, the weeks, the several weeks, and the national media is driving a little bit of that. But, we'll start with a surprise on contracts. And probably Burrow, Higgins. We got Bengal Jim out here tweeting fucking Logan Wilson in all caps. It's like, are we doing this again? We had the 5 deal done. Now we're doing this, guys. Just let the team announce the deals when they get done.
Yeah. Well, actually, I missed that tweet from Bengal Jim, so that helps explain because I saw somebody else say, if the Logan Wilson deal is announced today, and I'm like, why are we assuming that? So I guess that's where that came from.
All caps. All he tweeted was his name, Logan Wilson.
All right.
So we're all like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah. I will say, like, to be completely honest, and I had Charlie Goldsmith on yesterday and talked to him on the pod, and I asked him like if he was surprised by David. He's basically like, no, it's going to get done. Like the Burrow stuff's getting done before the season. He thinks T. Higgins will get done before the season. And honestly, like I probably agree with that too. But like to be completely honest, like I'm surprised by the timing because I really thought it would be by camp. We're going to have this nailed down. And then I had this whole like thing painted in my head about like back together Saturday. They've already announced the extension like on Friday, and he comes out and the crowd goes crazy. And obviously that didn't happen. So I've been off. Like it wasn't before camp. It wasn't before back together Saturday. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not worried about it getting done by any means, but I just think it's interesting, especially
Greg's
because
got 3 days here, or he's got to buy a sandwich for Port.
Come
We have
Monday.
the literal time, August 7th, 4:23 p.m.
4:23. If he signs it at 4:24, chopped cheese sandwich is mine.
man.
I was really confident, man. I'm sweating now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all were waiting on the Justin Herbert domino to fall too, and then that happened like a week ago, and I thought it would be like a matter of. Yeah, I'm not worried about 5. It's done.
Right, it's been done for months.
He's still on vacation. I think he's out of town.
That contract was done.
Yeah, that
when
was part of it too. That whole
He got that contract for his 5-year birthday.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, I hesitated mentioning that myself, but someone else brought it up. So, but yeah, I think I'm not concerned about it being done. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but as long as it's done before week 1, I don't care. So
Yeah, that's the thing. We all just kind of was like, oh, training camp, but man, their deals, they do get done sometime within that range, but who knows? I'm still obviously not worried about Burrow, but I did think it would be done, to answer that part of it too. And then the injury thing, do you have anything on that with the timing or the awkwardness? It just, that's Zach Taylor to me.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, and I actually think Joe Burrow himself, like, I think it'll be interesting whenever he does return to practice, because I could see like his first media availability after, he returns. I think there's a scenario where he gives a little bit of input, like, yeah, this is what it was. It was a grade 2 strain. I rehabbed, feeling great. Or there's a scenario where he's just like, I'm rehabbed. We're on to week 1. Like, he doesn't want to talk about it at all. And I think it could go either way. And I think Zach Taylor is similar. Like, he's not going to give you any insight to it until everything. He's not going to say like, oh yeah, it's grade 1. He's doing great. And then there's a setback, and then there's a setback. Like, he's just going to be super vague. But I retweeted this one guy, and I don't even know who the guy is. But he has lots of followers and listed all the places he's been featured, like The Athletic and all these things. But he does like injury analysis stuff. And he was basically estimating that because Burrow was seen without like a boot or any limp or any sort of like thing like that a week after the injury, it likely wasn't higher than a grade 1. That was just his guess. And I know there were some people saying potentially a grade 2. So I don't know. I think we're all just guessing. And it's kind of similar to the contract where we're like, hey, as long as it gets done by week 1, I'm like, as long as he can like practice a few times before week 1, like, I don't care if it's grade 1 or 2. I'll just be crossing my fingers literally the entire season. As he goes to scramble at any point, I'm going to be worried about him just grabbing the calf. Like, as
we always do, anytime he gets hit, where it went after the knee injury, it's been all of that, anytime he's dinged up at all, we're all like,
what the fuck season did he start that he wasn't dinged up besides the first one?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And then it happened during the season. So just get dinged up before the season so it don't happen during. That's...
At the end of the season, he just needs to go out and something needs to happen. He needs to get dinged up. That way he's got the offseason to heal.
So Chop's bastard son Anthony here.
That's
he wants to know, what do you think the chances of all 3 of Burrow, Higgins, and Wilson get done? And is that this offseason? I think one of those may drag into next season, but to me, also, it's beyond those 3. I think the way they've been able to do things with Mixon, I think now it becomes, okay, does a DJ Reader get done? But what's your thoughts on those 3 first, and then maybe we can
Well, I got to say, Anthony really confused me because I had not heard your guys' mustard and sausage conversation yet when I tweeted it. I tweeted it completely
separate.
To that.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Yeah,
I just happened to have it that morning.
I just had to tag Greg and say, suck it, Greg.
Yeah, okay, right.
I don't even like mustard.
You're not my good side, bro.
Anthony was referencing your guys' conversation, and I was super confused because I had not heard the clip yet. So I went back to your guys' most recent episode to like find it, and I was like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Because I was like, Anthony was like, I forget what he said about there in my comment, and or commenting to my tweet, and I was like so confused what he's talking about because I was just talking about. I had it the other morning, and I even gave a little bit more detail in my episode yesterday than I did on Twitter. I was out of bread, so I took a hot dog bun and I put 2 sausage links on it and some mustard and loaded that thing up. And I was like, this is so good. And then I started thinking about how when I was a kid, do you remember those? Well, I think they still make them. I just haven't had them forever. They came in the pink packaging and they're like the Weber. I think they're Weber brand. And they're like little sausage like things. Okay. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I had those all the time growing up before school. And I put mustard on them growing up. And
boom.
I mean, dude, they're so good.
Yeah, mustard.
So,
what the fuck with the mayonnaise and the ketchup and the butter? Who the fuck does that?
Listen, I'm not a mustard guy, but I said I could understand the mustard people. I couldn't understand if you're going to make like a So Greg had put something out on Twitter, and it was more like a
Yeah.
breakfast sandwich in
Yeah,
general.
when you're creating it, and it sounds like it all has to go together.
And then it's like ketchup,
Yeah.
butter, or what was the
Mayonnaise.
I had ketchup at
And
first.
I'm
I
like,
didn't know it was
no, none of those.
I didn't know it was a sandwich first. I'm like, I would never put ketchup on a biscuit or anything, but like ketchup on a bagel sandwich, possibly, and all that. Like if I got a McMuffin from McDonald's, hell yeah, I'll put ketchup on it.
Ketchup on a McMuffin?
No, a sausage egg McMuffin.
Yeah, I
Sausage
see.
egg McMuffin requires no condiments.
Exactly.
Greg.
It's straight. It's
that
straight.
is what it is.
It's
That's
just-
what
All right, not all the time, but sometimes I do.
It's
Greg,
dry.
Greg is a serial killer. He said,
Yeah.
if you haven't watched enough to listen
Right.
all the
But
time,
no, apparently,
there's
I
so
got
much proof of it.
I got attacked for. I was like one of the only few people that like drums over flats. I don't know what it is. Everybody's deal with
God.
flats is.
I agree with you on that one, actually.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you.
Taylor,
You're-
I agree with you.
You're
hot
I'm drums over flats as well.
Oh, you are Team
I'm
Greg?
a flat guy. I like
You
flat.
didn't say that though, Dale. Why didn't you back me up? You didn't want to be a serial killer too?
Because I'm not getting in that one. I've seen that one 20 other times. I like to
All
get
right,
the
yeah.
ones that usually haven't ever. These
Right,
conversations
no.
are not out there.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry to take this off the rails there, but when I saw Anthony's name, I was like, I got to shout him out for now I knew what he was talking about. Yeah, I'll say like,
Well, hold on, and we have to tell you this.
okay.
Because
Oh, no.
when Greg went to the training camp when it was 100 degrees, he said
Yeah.
he came home and he chugged milk
was
out
so
of the
hot.
fucking carton.
He chugged milk.
Dude,
'cause
that
he was
is
so
just
hot.
another example of being a serial killer. Who chugs
Wow.
milk when it's like, oh, I'm hot, I need to hydrate?
Hey,
I
well,
don't need a glass of ice
well, what
water.
can I say, Dale?
Powerade,
If my fridge was
even
dark, my
pop would be better than milk.
Yeah.
oh, okay, Dale. Well, Dale, I'm sorry, man. My light in my fridge was out, man. I grabbed the first thing that I saw out of the fridge.
It
I
was
gonna
fucking
burn.
daytime.
Oh,
What if
Greg.
it was syrup? Would you have drank the syrup?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it was dark. You would have drank the syrup.
And then you taste it and you're like, oh, it's milk. I'll just keep drinking it.
I'm like Billy Bob from Boss Varsity.
Are you like a 2% or vitamin D or?
2% skim
Okay.
milk sometimes?
Okay, all right. I feel
Greg would probably drink that juice off the top of the Vienna sausage if he was.
All right,
like,
now back
hot
on the
and thirsty.
rail
Yeah.
to the original question from Anthony. Do you think all three of those deals get done? And we'll say this offseason or in general, whatever you want to do with it.
Man, I don't even know how to answer the question because I feel like I change my mind pretty
have to.
regularly. Like
Yeah.
I have been like I love T. It has nothing to do with me wanting to be right. I hope I'm wrong, but I've been very skeptical that they get that deal done. I thought he would play out this year, tag him, have him for a couple more seasons, but we never actually get a long-term thing done. And I thought that was the most likely scenario. But then every time Joe Burrow talks, he talks about like keeping his guys together. And, I don't know. I think there's things you could read into to Mike Brown of what he says that could either support or not support them signing T. Like he said something before the draft. He said something before the draft and he mentioned T. Higgins by name, I believe, and about like fitting him in or something. And I was like, oh, they definitely want to keep him. But then like his most recent comments were like, there's only so much pie for everybody. And I'm like, wait, so you're not keeping him? So I don't know what mind games he's playing. So I'll say like, then I talked to Charlie, who says like, oh, they have a history of paying their quarterbacks and paying multiple receivers. They're going to get T. Higgins done. And I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe they will. But then
do
like,
they though? Because like
I don't know.
It seems like those guys leave. TJ left. Marvin Jones left.
yeah, Marvin Jones.
It seems like they wanted to keep those guys.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I actually think Logan. I think Burrow's obviously like the 100% gets done before week 1. I think Logan Wilson is more likely than T. Higgins, which I don't personally love. Like I feel like once you sign Pratt, I just don't like sinking money into 2 linebackers personally. As much as I love Logan Wilson,
I was gonna say I like it depends on the
love
money
Logan
though.
Wilson.
He could sign anywhere between 8 and 20 million is the problem per year.
Yeah, I guess
the
if it was
linebacker
like
market.
3 for 30 or something, like would you be okay with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard. I don't know. Do you guys know of any other I'm trying to think, like, are there any other guys in T's class that are up for an extension, or have they already gotten theirs? Because I'm trying to think, like, is his agent going to be like, is there going to be some domino that falls, and then we're like, crap, now we definitely can't.
Well, they had
afford
a
him.
ton of first rounders, which some of those guys have been traded. Right? Was that the whole?
Oh yeah, Jefferson will be due.
Was that the whole CD? Was that CD?
CeeDee Lamb,
CD. There's
Watch
a bunch
Judy.
of guys that, and then obviously Mims, who's like been traded now.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like half of that class that was, you got the guy from India. I haven't heard anything out of Pittman.
Williams.
Pittman.
Mike Williams?
Mike
No.
Pittman. Michael Pittman.
Pittman. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't heard anything about those guys. That's what I mean. I think the Bengals know, though, if they wait at all and they try to play that game with T, they don't want him on the open market.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, I understand from a money standpoint if you can't work it in, but it's like if you have all intentions of signing T, waiting, like not doing it before this season is just, to me, like, the price, whatever the price is for him, which I've like guessed, like I think he'll get north of 20. I would see, like, if I were him, I think he would do like I was thinking he would be like a 3 for like 70 or something like that compared to what some of the other guys have gotten recently. And that way he could hit free agency again at like 27 or something, right in his prime, get another huge payday. I could see that happening. But we got breaking news. Lakers star Anthony Davis gets the Supermax. Good for him. How many games does he play over the next 3 years? That's what I'd like to know.
Anthony Davis for the Lakers. Supermax.
186. That's nice. Good for him. So I turned on the stupid tweet notifications, the X notifications,
the post notifications.
Yeah. I want to get notified anytime Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter X, because I'm like, I don't want to miss. And I just did this like a week ago, or maybe about 2 weeks ago, because I'm like, I don't want to miss the bro extension. Like the 2 hours during a day where I don't scroll my phone will be where it happens and I'll just miss it. And now I get every single thing they tweet about every stupid camp they go to. And Gabe Davis made a great catch. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of this stuff. Like, just give me Burrow announcement, then I'll turn off notifications. But
Taylor, I do the same thing. And when one guy announces it, then you hear from all the other announcers. For this guy, it's like 3 or 4. Okay, I know that already. But
and they've got they put out the initial one, but then they have like 2 follow-ups they have to put afterward. They're like, Alvin Kamara suspended 3 games. Then the next one will be the first 3 opponents that he will miss. And then they send another tweet out that's like, Jamal Williams will be relied on to. And I'm like, I just put it all in a tweet, like, or 1X. Put it in 1X, please.
I think they're trying to just do one real quick one and put it out there, try to beat the person.
Right.
But they're about to lose my business. That's what's going to happen.
You're about to X their ass, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
It's about to be an X.
Yeah. So, Taylor, one guy me and Dale go back and forth so madly on is DJ Reader. I mean,
I was about to ask that same question, Greg.
Go ahead,
We're right into no. That's what I'm saying. Go.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one. He's going to be 30 years old. We've been shying away from signing 30-year-olds, but we don't have a backup. We never drafted backup nose tackle. And let's face it, we all see what it's like not having DJ Reader here. It affected us really badly. When he came back, you knew the difference it made. What are they going to do with DJ Reader? Flat out.
I would love to, and again, this is like not. I love Logan Wilson, but it's like I would rather, if I had to choose betwing 2 guys to give $10 million a year to, like I'd rather give it to
conversation.
Reader.
These are the conversations.
I don't even know, like, what's DJ Reader gonna get? Like, who was the guy that just got that huge one? But I know he's a little bit younger than Reader.
D tackle market has been blowing up. I know there's a more recent guy, but Ed Oliver got one.
Ed Oliver,
a bunch of guys.
Who was that? No, there was one guy just recently.
Hargrave. I know. I can't think of it. That's why I'm mentioning all the other ones.
I was looking. It was like I thought it was the Daniel Hunter from Minnesota.
He's a DN though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like I think if the price was comparable, I would like to go get. I'd rather keep Reader versus a second linebacker and Logan Wilson, but.
Well, I just thought when that deal with Hendrickson came down that if we were going to have a surprise one, it would have been more Reader than Hendrickson. That's what even worries me more.
That's true. Reader. I think that's weird. And
Quentin Williams for the Jets was the most recent.
There
chat coming through.
Yeah, thanks, Christopher. Appreciate
Dude, Chris Crowley from
on
Jersey, man, is always on it. Anytime we need information.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just wish we knew, like, to go back to Mike Brown's little pie analogy, like if we knew like how much pie they could give us, we could all play the game. And
how much pie do you have available for each guy? We could just have a pie and we could try to fit all the.
Yeah, that would be. I guess that'd be a stressful part of your job, but that kind of sounds sort of fun, deciding who can stay. I thought the Hendrickson thing was like super unexpected, and I mean it's like well deserved, and I love Trey Hendrickson, but it was like. I thought they would rely on Osai and Miles Murphy being the proteges to Hubbard and Hendrickson, kind of, and then you re-signed him, which I love, or extended him. I love Trey Hendrickson, but that surprised me. I think you're right. Like that might cast a little doubt on are they planning on using money now for DJ Reader or not? Who's
I
that
wonder
big?
if
Who's that big boy from LSU that we cut? Shelvin.
Shelvin.
Yeah, Tyler Shelvin.
Oh, it could have been.
Yeah. Shelvin.
I just wanted him to hold Burrow up for the Super Bowl. You know, we were so close to that picture
So
happening.
close.
We had the AFC Championship game with that picture, so we'll always have that moment.
Sorry, Pork Chop. I cut you off, I think.
No, I was just gonna. I was gonna say with the Trey Hendrickson thing is, what would happen if he would be cut next year on this contract this new contract? So maybe they save the money, put money away so that they'd have signing bonuses and stuff like that for Burrow or Higgins or Logan Wilson. But then next year, maybe they structured the contract so they can move on from him just in case.
I don't think that's what happened.
I don't think so either.
Think
I'm just
if
wondering.
anything, it protected him more to not feel like he could get cut.
All right, good.
Is what I read. I don't know, Taylor, have you seen anything?
Yeah, I
different?
was looking it up. It said the Bengals have a potential out after this upcoming season, but it results in 7.8 dead cap. So I think
that's usually what the Bengals don't.
Right. Yeah. The dead cap is like before the 2025 season, it goes down to 2.6 dead cap and saves like 10, $12 million, something like that. So maybe like then, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Next
Next year,
like
this guarantees his next year. When before that, it didn't really guarantee next year. They could have got out of it a little easier.
Yeah.
I think he was legit worried about that.
Yeah,
He's not getting any younger either.
Well, I mean, they did draft under him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I don't even know what to think about. I mean, with Joe Mixon, I don't know. I don't even like to do you guys consider that he talks about the sacrifice and like we talk about like restructuring and all that stuff, and I'm like, I think it was either like take a pay cut or get cut. Like,
right.
And I don't expect him to admit to that. Like,
no.
He's got pride and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, are the Bengals really the type of team that are going to like? Mixon had some other outside circumstances going on too, but like,
still,
do you think they would just cut Hendrickson in 2 years just to save money? Like, they just feel like the team that's like not going to do that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Like,
maybe they'll change.
They still have it, but Mixon did his money for next year too. Like they wrap that in with this year saving money to wrap it in for next year, so they can probably let him see the life of that contract out, even though he had to take a pay cut on it. Which I just said I respect him for doing it. Now I don't. Was it you, Greg, or I know other people have said, "Well, did he really have a choice?" And I was like, I said, "Well, listen, it doesn't matter now, right?" So because I was on the same page where I was like, I was never on the cut him or I was just like that whole fucking fiasco. But I said. I think that most sane people realize he needs to probably restructure / take a pay cut if he's going to be here, because paying a running back right now, and you can hate it, like the running backs around the NFL hate it. I don't blame them. No one wants to have somebody come to their job and say, listen, you've done a great job. You haven't done anything wrong, but the current market just says your job ain't worth shit, so we're cutting your salary in half.
Yeah.
What? What?
I think
that
like
sucks.
the Bengals probably had like this might have been the best offseason to tell your starting running back that he needs to take a pay cut, because Mixon's going to look around and see the Zeke Elliott's and the Dalvin Cooks of the world and the Kareem Hunts of the world that are comparable to him in their stage of career and not getting contracts. Like he's like, I think he had to see that there was like, it was probably unlikely he would find any greener grass on the other side if he said, cut me, so.
But I do just say, hey, I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because he had his best season receiving wise. I do sometimes worry what he still has as a running back, but I think bringing a Chase Brown in helps. And maybe this motivates him to actually fucking pass block every now and then.
Yeah.
Because he can do it. He just, I feel like, has made business decisions the last couple of years, when you really break it down, that he doesn't want to do it. Yeah. Early in his career, he was a pretty solid pass blocker. But it's like, that's going to take years off my career.
It'd be nice to, because I think like that's the offensively, like some people are worried about. I'm personally not really that worried about right tackle. Like, I don't think Jonah's not winning that job, and then assuming he does win it, I think he's going to be fine. Like maybe not great. Pork chop, you disagree?
No. I was
Oh.
going to agree.
I was like, uh-oh.
One of the things I read on X today was Zach Taylor saying that if you didn't know that Jonah Williams was a left tackle, you would have never even known it because his transition to right tackle has been smooth. He looks natural.
Looks natural is the direct. And that's what you want to hear, right? Because everybody's been like, well, Jackson Carman, and then Collins is on the. They're just throwing out anything because they hate Jonah Williams, who's given up a lot of. I get the sack numbers. Good Lord, I get it. But you're not going to find a better option than Jonah Williams at right tackle for this season, and the Bengals are not going to not play him when he's making $12.6 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've said all offseason. The $12.6 million guaranteed says you're starting if you're here. If you weren't traded, which would have been around draft time.
Well, what do you feel, Taylor, is the percentage chance if Jonah balls out at right tackle that the Bengals try to offer him something? And then what's the percentage chance that he takes that offer and stays?
That's
tackle?
crazy. Like that would be like a great position to be in, but a really tough position to be in. Like that means he played really well, which means your team probably, had a great season, especially along the line. But man, what's the going rate for a right tackle these days? Not as high as left tackle.
The damn market.
Glenchie, man, 5 years, $87.5 million.
Lane Johnson got like 1 year, $33 million or something.
I wonder what
blowing up.
What Jonah would expect, assuming he doesn't have an all-pro year. Like let's say he has a.
You better hurry, Crip. And if this is about who wears number 89, which I'm sure it is because you've already posted it, who wears number 89, Taylor? Just for Crip.
Is this a quiz?
No, it's fucking
troll.
Drew Sample, and he just wants you to say Drew Sample, so I'll say Drew Sample, and he got what he wanted. So, are you happy now?
I was sitting here like racking my brain, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna lose my Bengals fan
Jerome
card."
Simpson.
I'm like 89. Yeah, I don't know.
Jerome Simpson,
throwback.
No, Taylor, I have to ask you.
It's hard to remember who's wears 89 the last few years because it's been that bum.
Right.
Drew Sample, Chris.
I'm sorry, Pork Chop. I didn't answer your question. Percentage. I think it's an interesting conversation. I would say, assuming he plays well, 70% chance the Bengals offer him, just because I think there's no likely backup plan and
exactly what I wanted.
Drew Sample, and there's no backup plan there available, and I don't think free agency is going to be cheaper than keeping your own. Right. Now, Jonah accepting it, that would be interesting. Man, I would be ticked if I were him.
All right. Maybe. Sorry, Chop. I know everybody's.
That's all right. I know we're limited on time too.
Yeah, I want to get him out of here because he's got plans with the fam, and when you got plans with the fam, don't be that guy as somebody who's literally going through it.
Greg, you told me you had a question, and now you got me on the edge of my seat.
No. If you
come on.
Okay. All right, you got one more.
Where were you when it was 10:30 night? Were you asleep when they announced the Orlando Brown extension, or were you awake?
I was asleep.
Not me.
Saw it the next morning.
Yeah,
I wasn't asleep either.
Not me, and there's evidence that I wasn't asleep either.
You lost clothing, didn't you?
Yeah, I took off. So we did a show rally, and I took off my shirt and all that.
I was going to say, I do believe I saw some sort of screenshot where you were missing some articles of clothing.
There's a lot out there now. Like that's just like a Tuesday for Greg at this.
Well, no. If you miss the word Yosivas, normally, man, it's
over. Yeah, I've missed actually a lot of key moments sleeping, which I don't usually go to bed that early, so it's like weird how many things I've missed sleeping. But
yeah, see what the fuck I missed sleeping.
Anything. Bengals never announced anything past 6 p.m. in the past.
Exactly.
I work night shifts, so I wake up to all kind of shit. I was awake when Orlando Brown got signed because I was working.
Are you guys college basketball fans in here or no?
I like Kentucky. I like my Wildcats.
Okay, that's gross.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not a UK guy, but
what are you?
That
what
championship.
Are you?
I'm just not into college basketball as much anymore. But I used to be like UC. Unfortunately, they always fell short. But do you remember that the national championship that was Villanova, North Carolina, and they hit the buzzer beater to like win it? I fell asleep that night at like 10 minutes left in the game. Fell asleep that night. Woke up to everyone greatest finish ever in a national championship game. I feel like I'll never forgive myself for that one.
I'm pretty sure I was asleep as well. I really unless my team's playing. I don't want
Kobe going for
NBA. And
was it Kobe's last game that he went for 60 something? I fell asleep first quarter of that game, woke up to greatest final game ever for Kobe, and I'm like, yep, missed it.
Right.
And then Orlando Brown. I missed Orlando Brown. So what's up, dude? My kids are what is it? Showing me their Play-Doh.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we'd love to have you back on, especially if you
For
can
sure.
do
Thank you so much.
330s, because we're gonna be basically transitioning to a whole bunch of 330s probably.
Awesome. Yeah,
And
that
then
works for me, man. I'll definitely have to hop back on when I don't have family commitments to.
Hey, all good, brother.
Well, I told my wife, I told her like Wednesday, I was like, hey, I got a podcast on Friday. And then today I was like, hey, I got a podcast this evening. And she's like, you didn't tell me that. And I said, actually, I can show you the text that I sent you.
Hey, trust
God help
me,
you.
trust me, you're gonna lose that argument
Yeah.
10 out of 10 times. It doesn't matter.
Well, this is the compromise, a beautiful compromise. Like, hey, go for it. Let's try to get out of the house by 4:30. So
there you go.
there
All
we
right,
go.
let's get you out of there.
I appreciate
Love
it.
you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your
Take
time.
care.
Thank you, Taylor.
I can speak from experience. If you get put on,
That's
the
right.
fucking- maybe
We'll-
you should actually just do the fucking timeline.
We'll trade, man. Taylor can give us Bengals info, and I'll give him on like shut the fuck up in your marriage lingo, and then that way help you stay married.
Yeah, it is a trap, Dalton. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Oh yeah, Charles here, right here, man. I mean, Cam Taylor-Britt looks like he is going into the stratosphere of superstardom, and that it's not slowing down at any point. Because by all reports, Jamar Chase looks amazing. T looks amazing. And then you see so many plays where Cam Taylor-Britt is in there making the play, or he's right there in the coverage.
I was just thinking the other day, like, God damn, man, people are going to wonder how we got this guy in the third round.
Yeah. Second.
Second round. Oh, yeah, second round. Well, then they probably will wonder.
Well, no, Dale.
We didn't mess around when we traded up, though. Remember that?
That's
It was
right.
only like 2 or 3 spots, but they knew they liked that
It was
kid.
wasn't it pick 60, right? Same as
Yeah,
DJ
went to-
DJ Turner and Cam Taylor-Britt were the same exact pick, right?
yes,
yeah,
they
'cause we
I
had
And we traded up for both of them, right?
believe so. Both Big Ten guys, too.
No, we didn't trade up for Turner. That was
No, we
a
didn't.
spot.
He fell to us at 60. That's our sweet spot.
Yeah.
Next year, we draft to 60. We're getting a cornerback.
No, do we need it though? Maybe you're
No.
getting the. Well, I'm just saying, then Hilton will be on the last year of his deal going into that after this season. So then it's like, do you get an elite slot corner? Maybe. You might be right. Let's get 60, 60, 60.
60s, right?
We're trading up though, because obviously
Because we'll be
we're
going
gonna have
64.
64.
Right, we'll be at 64, so we need to trade up for spots.
All right, Greg. I've kept you quiet too long. It's time to unleash, man. This motherfucker been out here making plays. This motherfucker catching elite catches, like superstar catches. Now that Chuck Sizzle went down, if he doesn't play next Friday and we're all at that game, he might get those 10 catches on that bet we had, Greg, in that one game.
Hey, deal's a deal, Dale. I mean, no. In all
I'm not
seriousness,
backing out of the deal. I'm
No.
serious. He might get
in
that.
all seriousness, thoughts and prayers to Chuck. Luckily, he's going to be okay.
Day to
They-
day.
Day to day.
Very
So that's, I mean, like when I saw shoulder, I'm like, oh crap. I mean, anything with the shoulder, that's scary right there. So I'm just so grateful he's going to be fine. But Yossi Vosh, I remember the reports out, oh, he's dropping passes early and on. Look what he's doing, man. Play after play after play.
Why would anybody in Cincinnati care about a player dropping passes early? Because when Chase was here, that first
Oh, gee, don't do that. Greg said that. Now you're just riding Greg's nuts, John.
yeah,
Thank you so much, Chad.
it did happen though. Like,
It did happen. No, I mean, like I
had.
had people coming up to me saying, "Once since I hear Chase can't catch, I know people are going to get on me for Yossi Bosch. Dude, he's balling out like crazy, and he's progressing well." Dale, I'm excited, man. I wasted no time tagging Bruce when I saw that.
Hey, Greg, I hope it happened. Like, he needs to make the roster, and injuries happen. Like, I
Yes.
think this preseason has shown us that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
what the Bengals invested in, and us saying, "Well, they're deep at this position, or they're deep into that, position."
Here,
Injuries happen, and then you need it. If a wide
Right.
receiver or two goes down, now all of a sudden we're saying, "Oh, thank God we have Trenton Irwin and
Right.
Yoshi and Chuck Sizzle and
Right.
whoever else."
well, speaking of Trent Irwin,
Tommy Lassiter, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Same thing with corner.
speaking of Ti right now, he is man. What a hell of he made an Odell Beckham catch yesterday. Trent Irwin, man. I mean, that guy
Hey,
just keeps
Greg, before we get off Yoshi, you need to read this comment. This one's for you to read.
Oh well, stuff happens sometimes.
You have to read it, Greg.
I'm not reading it, man, because it is what it is. He's not going to be perfect every single.
Well, for the
point.
podcast listeners, Christopher Crowley says Jake Lisco said Cam Taylor-Britt pressed Yoshi into oblivion.
Well, that's because Cam Taylor-Britt, he's proved he's a top corner right now. So Yoshi, man, he's still a rookie and all that. So, hey, people can say what they want to say. He's not going to be perfect every single play.
You got your Yoshi jersey?
No, right now, no. I have to see how it goes. I thought about it, but I got to see how it goes.
He's busy getting some custom jerseys.
Yeah, you're so
guys.
confident, man. You're so confident. You got to see how it goes.
Yeah, you should be getting that jersey. You should be the
I'll get
leader
it.
of the charge.
Man, I'm already getting another jersey. I'm not rich like you guys are where I can buy a jersey every day.
You just bought one.
I know, and I got to wait it out, man. I got a specialty jersey for the whiteout game coming in that I'm really excited about.
Through my
This motherfucker said, "Rich like you guys."
Yeah, right.
You guys act like I'm supposed to be buying everything. I don't.
Who's got the most merch in the background, the most memorabilia?
Well, that's because
That's because I'm poor.
I won one, and I. Okay.
That's because I cut grass and killed ducks. I don't make enough money.
Well, speaking of which, we had to kill 2 mice where I work that I had to take care of this morning.
No wonder he's in such a good mood.
I'll bet that got him fucking rock hard.
No, man. Well, apparently I spill food around a lot, and that's just like a buffet for mice, and we had mice problems. And
you spill food a lot?
I spill food a lot, and I come in this morning, I see a mouse trap, and I'm not going to explain to you what it looked like around there, man. I'll put it this way. I thought there was jelly on the ground, and it wasn't jelly.
It was mouse?
Yes, it was the mouse.
Oh, this is the best idea I've seen yet. You need to get Yoshi shirts in the form of the old Hulkamania shirts, and where they're already ripped, so then you can just tear them off.
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting.
And then you got another one, so then
Yoshi Mania.
Yeah,
he's a Yoshi maniac.
Right. No, I'm Yoshi. Doc did try to talk me into getting a Yoshi Boss jersey. You know what, man? Maybe I should, but. Like I said,
I like this T-shirt idea.
The T-shirt I would do.
Have several, and you could rip them off your body.
But I don't want to.
If you get a jersey, you don't want to pay for a jersey and then have to
rip
it off your body.
I don't want to scare. I don't want to scare the fans away, though.
Oh man, come on now.
Although you get excited, I know that, but
we see Del Ramey in Section 158 all the time. No
shit.
And that man wears like Daisy Duke jean shorts and rips.
Oh yeah, Dale Ramey. I know who he is. Yeah.
So shout out to Del Ramey because he's a real one.
Shout out, bro.
Like Greg. If we ask him to come on here and fucking read from the Urban Dictionary, he wouldn't just do it off camera; he'd do it on camera.
Hell yeah, he would, and he'd do it with his mom watching.
Yeah,
he wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, he'd say, "Look," he'd probably put his nuts on the stream and just say, "Look at these nuts."
He'd tap his balls right on that microphone.
So anyways,
you guys want to talk about the Browns game?
I didn't watch it. I was watching the Reds game, but yeah. With DeJuan Jones, I have to bring this up. DeJuan Jones.
No, you didn't watch it. I'll talk about it at 6. I'll just say we'll talk about the Browns game at 6 o'clock because we're doing another show at 6 with my brother and the
my other bastard son.
Oh, okay. We're talking Browns game at 6 o'clock. All right, if you need me, I'll talk to the biggest shit talker in the comments if he wants to keep messing with me. I'm not afraid of him.
You're not afraid of him because he's up in fucking Akron, Ohio.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be down here, Greg, so keep on giving him fucking ammunition because he's down here for Dale's birthday.
I know.
No, he's down here for the Bills game.
David.
He's here for your birthday too, right?
Yeah, he might tailgate for the Ravens game, the week 1 opener, Greg.
All right, awesome.
Your time is up. All right, man. Look at these guys. There's a group picture of them, but here's it broken down by Willie Lutz. Look how happy these fuckers are.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Especially that bun in the bottom corner, man. He's looking happy as shit at his right tackle position. Alex Kappa with the flowing hair. The best decision that guy made was growing that beard and that long hair, though. Not going to lie.
I mean, look, it's basically, hey, here's a picture of my brother standing behind
That's
Cordell
it.
Olsen.
Yeah. Your brother's down at camp, Greg. He's down at camp.
Yeah, he's not far from you right now.
Anthony says the Browns game was a shit show. If anything, it's the Hall of Fame game is always a shit show, and it's only preseason.
Yeah, because I mean they had 30. The Browns set out 30 some players. I'm sure the Jets set out 30 some players. You know, they had like basically, hey, here's 16 guys available still that could even earn these spots, whatever.
Yeah, I watched the first half of it.
No. I'll come on 6 o'clock, man. I'll be on.
Greg, I didn't invite you for 6 o'clock.
I thought you said you did invite me.
No, I was just saying that at 6 o'clock we're going to talk to Browns with the other show.
Okay, it's my bad.
God, sorry, Greg. No, we'll get you on there maybe.
No,
later
I'm kidding with you, man.
When Derek gets drunk and passes out.
No worries, man.
Hey, Greg.
Also,
next
Derek yesterday said, "Hey," he said, "Listen.
Hey,
I just watched that Ken Riley induction ceremony." Yeah, we all have Derek's tattoo now,
except for Greg.
Except for me.
Hey, somehow all of our things without us doing it switched over to Derek's tattoo. Anytime we stop the camera, we're all Derek's tattoo now.
Anthony, you can be on the show right now. I'll send out a link right now for the chat. But at 6 o'clock, no, we have 6 o'clock show covered. But I will send out a link. Anybody wants to hop on for the next 15, 20 minutes or whatever?
Yes.
I'll
Jump
put
on
a
here
link
with us.
in the chat.
Everybody jump on.
Jump on it.
Jump on it. Jam. That's jam on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it.
What was I going to say? Fuck. I forget.
You're talking about
Penis. No?
peanuts.
I don't remember.
Were you talking about well, you weren't talking about the Browns game because you said we're going to talk about that at 6, but we were kind of lightweight talking about the Browns game anyway.
Well, you guys didn't watch it, so
I watched the first half and then I went to bed.
I just heard people all over DeJuan Jones.
Well, I got things I want to say about that is the thing, but whatever. We can talk about it here too.
No, it's okay. Save for the show. I really need to talk about it.
I love Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, one thing I want to talk about quickly is let's switch over to the Reds. Gave up, what's the hell is going on?
No, we're not doing Red Sox when they lose. We only get them.
Right.
All right. We'll read
We only
that.
get our time when they win.
Yeah, if they want us to talk about them, they better start fucking winning.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's that simple. Reds, I know this is very important to you to have your time on Bengals and Brews. So get your asses onto one of those fucking 5 to 12 game winning streaks. I said it last night. I put an Angels in the outfield gif up and everything. It's time for a winning streak, boys.
That's right.
Hey,
Guys,
it could happen.
They win the World Series, we'll be Bengals and Crews. For an episode at least, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Give us something to talk about, right? Give us more stuff to talk about. That's great.
God damn, all these people jumping on here.
Hashtag hookers.
Hey!
Hop on and talk about hookers, guys. Come on. Here's your chance.
Let's go. Let's chop it up.
You don't even have to put your face on here. You can do this like I am. I'm a tiger currently.
You could be a Derek's tattoo.
I can say whatever I want. And don't have to.
I do what I want.
It says, what is the studio name, Dale?
Oh, it should. You should just be able to get on.
You should be able to just click on that link, Anthony. Sometimes if you're on an iPhone, like mine would go in Google Chrome, it would say you got to go use StreamYard.
Yeah,
so
I seen you earlier, Matt, with the hashtag hookers. Matt was wanting to talk about it like as soon as Taylor
I don't blame
left.
him, man.
He's like, the guest is gone. We can talk about hookers.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think Taylor wasn't going to give us his fucking uptake on the hookers.
As he's getting ready to have family time.
Right, a kid,
5-year-old
in
kid
there
getting autographs. Yeah,
kids in there with the Play-Doh. Like, look, Daddy. He's like, son, we're talking hookers now. You're going to need to wait.
We got.
Look at this.
Damn, that didn't take long to figure out.
Damn,
what's going on,
son?
fellas?
What's
not much, Daddy.
What's up, Anthony?
Oh, not much, man. What's going on with you?
Just waiting, man. Time is ticking to Greg buy me that chopped cheese sandwich that you had.
I didn't realize Daylili's like literally 5 minutes from my house.
How many times have you been since then?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been there like 4 or 5 times.
There you go. Hell yeah. Did you get the one Ted said specifically to try it?
What
was that?
He said, did you get the sandwich that Ted was talking about, the chopped cheese sandwich?
Yeah, that's what I went and got.
And was it as good as Ted advertised?
Yes.
Yeah. What is on the chopped cheese sandwich? What is on it?
Greatness.
Ground beef, cheese, special sauce, banana peppers.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
And he definitely advised when Ted said you want to get 2. Yeah, you definitely want to get 2.
I can't
All
get
right,
2.
all
I mean, I
right.
can probably eat half of one. I'll have
You
to
could
wrap the
get
other
2
half up.
and then you could save them, Chop, for like your work week. If they're that good, you're going to want.
That's
That
meal
doesn't
prep.
stop you from getting a bunch of condado tacos, Chop. I don't want to hear that.
That'd be some daylily meal prepping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a damn good sandwich.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, that's why when I figured out, oh shit, it's 5 minutes from my house. Like, why not go?
There you go.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've made a few trips going in before I go to work. So
Love it.
Thank you, Ted Karras.
yes, thank you, Ted Karras.
Shout out Teddy K.
That man said he's lived in 18 different cities across the United States, and his favorite sandwich in the United States is that chopped cheese sandwich at
It's
Daily.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Thank God we
And-
don't have to drive to fucking Rhode Island or something to get Teddy Karras' favorite sandwich.
All right, Greg.
Yes,
Here's your time to ask Anthony anything you want to ask Anthony.
Anything I want to ask Anthony? So, Anthony, whose deal done gets next, buddy? Between Burrow, Higgins, or Wilson?
I'll be honest, I'm still gonna stick with Burrow because
All right.
I think with Burrow, if we're looking at how the team is running things right now, I'm gonna have to say they're waiting to see how that domino falls to figure out how they're gonna sign everybody else.
Right.
What about you?
Well, buddy, from a certain tweet today I saw,
I'll be right back.
Were you talking about that Logan Wilson in all caps?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know what?
Come
Who
on,
knows?
man.
I mean, no, Anthony, I think it's Burrow, but you know what? Logan, maybe, who knows and all that and stuff. I still think it's going to be, Anthony, I'm going to agree with you. I still think it's going to be Burrow.
It's going to be Burrow for sure. There's not even a question about that. But
I've been wrong many a time. So, I mean, look, Anthony, I thought Jermaine Pratt was gone. I thought Von Bell was coming back. I thought those both were going to be 100% accurate. Look what happened. So we have no idea.
Who made that tweet originally? I was sleeping. So was it Bengal Jim that made that tweet originally? Just all capital letters, Logan
Yes,
Wilson?
Jim did make the tweet, yes.
Man, nothing against Bengal Jim or anything, but what the fuck? He's not like he's a fan.
Surprisingly, from what I've heard from several people, several other season ticket holders, he's actually got some ties with the team. I'm not sure, how much, how connected he is.
He's like,
no. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, man, I
That's just what I've heard. That's just what I've heard as a season ticket holder. So
yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. What he heard was right. Who knows?
And then especially if the Browns and the Blackburns know him on a first name basis, I would say as far as how well connected he is, I don't know.
Well, no, a lot of people have been hearing this. They say if we get Logan, a lot of people are going to be thinking we're not getting T done. I don't think that has anything to do with it personally. But if they don't get T done, it's not Logan done.
I listened to Malik Wright's podcast Wednesday night. He thinks that they're going to get all 3.
Hey, I hope he's right. I hope he's right.
And he's one, I'll be honest with you, he tends to be not far off.
Except for the draft this year. But we'll take
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that shot.
Draft this year.
I'm not calling out Malik or anything, but he thought Jermaine Pratt was gone. And, he thought Von Bell was coming, and I did too, and all that. So, a last-second decision can be made, but Malik has been writing a lot of other things.
Hey, look, here's a Twitter update. This guy must be getting signed too, because look, I put his name in all caps, and I'm also a Bengals fan.
DJ Reader.
Yeah. So I'm also a
Like I
Bengals
said,
fan, and I put his name in all caps, so they must be doing a fucking deal for him
But
too.
I know from what I've read, and I know I even sent a question in on Malik's podcast asking what was his thoughts of third contracts and how on whether or not they would re-sign DJ Reader, because typically in years past I've been a fan for over 30 years they typically don't give out third contracts, but
No.
in this case, they really didn't draft his replacement. If they do re-sign Reader, I probably see them maybe on a 1, maybe 2-year deal. And then next year, supposedly the defensive tackle draft, at least per Malik, is supposed to be pretty deep from what I've heard him say.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, like I said, I wasn't calling Malik. Everybody's been wrong. Like I remember Paul Dehner got a lot of flack one time because he guaranteed Andrew Whitworth was coming back, and I know a lot of people got upset with him. A lot of times they're just making guesses, or you know.
I think with Paul Dehner, I think it's a certain amount of his stuff, at least, and I've got the Athletic on my phone. He's a reputable writer, but I think a certain bit of his stuff is some of it's hearsay, or at least some of it's just his opinion.
I'm just saying, there's nobody out there that's been 100% right on everything. That's just how it is. We deep down, in the end, we all really don't know. We may, you know, someone may know something here and there and all that, but you know, I'm not, like I say, I'm not knocking on anybody or anything, but in the end, man, we don't know till it's officially announced and all, you know. So that's the thing with you, like Orlando Brown. I just think that just caught all of us off guard. I mean, that just.
Oh yeah, no, I was literally at work. Just at work, hadn't heard nothing come through. All of a sudden, my buddy, my buddy, who's like another dad to me.
Right.
Yeah, of course, Dad. I got more than one dad, child.
All right. That's
you're
okay.
still number one.
Oh, thank you.
Well, he called me up. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm at work. I'm getting ready to leave." You didn't hear? I'm like, "Hear what?" Bengals just fucking signed Orlando Brown. I was like, hold on, you bullshitting me. Don't bullshit me. I tell you, he's like, wow, how would I bullshit you? I'm like, all right, I'll give you that because he's as big of a Bengals fan as I am, and he's up there with all of us.
Right.
And I go look it up, and I'm like, holy fuck, did we just pull possibly the heist of the century?
Right.
Because I'll be honest, and I saw that man down there at that Back Together Saturday. That man is fucking massive, and y'all know from seeing me in person, I'm a big dude, but he makes me look small.
Dude, so you didn't hear this, Anthony. So I entered something on Instagram one time. It was a couple days before the draft to meet Orlando Brown. Didn't think anything of it. I was done with work. It was hot outside. I was tired, ready to go home. Then a random phone number starts calling me. I'm like, oh, some scam. I don't want to deal with this. So I answer. I'm like, who is this? They're like, Mr. Luther, you won the Orlando Brown to meet Orlando Brown with a couple of other people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry and all that. Yes, I meant it. And so, you know, I'm like trying to call to you know, like I'm there. I'm like trying to advise someone, and Pork Chop goes to my mind. And I was texting the group how I get to meet Orlando Brown, and Pork Chop's, Pork Chop.
That's all he is. I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
I'm 6'4". Yeah, I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4". So for me, it's like, when I sat there and looked at him come out from the stands, and I'm sitting there looking like, oh my God, that man makes me look small.
Yeah. So Anthony, I called Pork Chop. I'm like, and Pork Chop didn't even know that I texted everybody. I got to meet Orlando Brown, and I called Pork Chop. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, well, didn't you see the text? No, what are you talking about? I'm like,
you said, dude. No, what happened was I just woke up. And he's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing okay. He was like, well, your day's about to get a lot fucking better, buddy. That's what he said.
No, he thought it was going to be for the day. I'm like, you ready to meet Orlando Brown? I swear to God, he probably would have ran out of bed naked to meet Orlando Brown in a heartbeat and all that and stuff.
No. Hell, I would have. Hell, I know I would have.
So we got to meet him the next day, man. He was like, just talking to everybody, but he was talking to us the most and all that. He was such a Pork Chop. Wasn't he like one of the nicest guys you'd ever talked to?
Oh yeah.
One of my buddies lives in Kansas City. Although he hates it in Kansas City, but he's like, no, he said the job he worked at that Orlando Brown came in, and he said, oh man, he said he's one of the nicest human beings.
Yes.
Yeah. They said he's like literally one of the nicest human beings. They said the big massive mountain of a man that he is. They said they said once he talks to you and he gives you that big flashy smile, they said you immediately become disarmed. But
Yeah.
I know when I saw him come out on that field, and he had that he looked like a lion
Oh yeah.
stalking his prey when he came out. I'm
Well,
like, I hope
so-
he keeps that.
So me and Pork, we and Pork Chop met him, and he got to know Pork Chop pretty well and all that. I said, "Oh, this is Pork Chop." He's like, "What up, Pork Chop?" And so a couple weeks later, they told us since he had an event at the Holy Grail, which was an awesome thing to attend to, and Orlando Brown comes there to support Teddy K. Orlando Brown comes from the side door, and he sees Pork Chop, and what is he like? "What's up, Pork Chop?"
He's like, "What's up, Pork Chop?"
Yeah. So we officially refer to Orlando Brown as Pork Chop's best friend, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to know. I need to start trying to go to more of those more of the events like the Cincy Hat event that I attended with you guys, because usually most of them end up being on nights that I have to work.
Right.
But there's been a couple of them like Jungle to the Hall, and that like I didn't know until like right when the event ended. They said, "Oh, you didn't." They say, "Oh, you didn't know?" No,
Right.
what? Oh, they had a Jungle to the Hall downtown. I'm like, oh shit, I would have loved to have gone.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Your ass better call
somebody.
That's right.
Bro,
Oh yeah, that takes me back. I'm a big wrestling fan. So
I was a big wrestling fan.
Hey, I mean, on that Peacock Network, I still watch those old ones.
Oh, they got the old ones on?
Oh yeah, you can watch any of the old stuff.
I will sometimes just watch some old school wrestling on YouTube.
I'll tell you what, Chop. If you want, I'll shoot you my Peacock login. You can watch.
I got Peacock.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if you didn't have it, I was gonna say I'd share it with you.
Anything TV related,
Listen,
my
your
wife.
son, look how nice your son is.
I know he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I raised him right.
You're embracing it all, you fucking deadbeat.
That's right. I disappeared until he's. How old are you now, Anthony?
38.
Yeah, I disappeared till he was 38 years old, and then I popped up. I come back in his life at the brewery. You know what I'm saying? Child support money. Sorry, statute of limitations done passed on that shit. Although I love your mom, she's fucked on the money. Can't get a dime from me.
Yeah, but you might buy him one of them sandwiches sometime.
I might buy you a sandwich. You never know.
I was gonna say, Mom already says you're nuts.
I'm getting a free sandwich anyway from Greg, so I might as well shoot you one.
Hey, time's not up yet, Chop. So don't get cocky.
Oh, Anthony, we gotta get some good chop stories from your mom.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One of these here times, maybe we could all meet up somewhere. You definitely, Mom could probably tell some about her, about Chop and John.
Oh yeah, John's crazy as hell. I know that.
Yeah.
Because she sat there and said no. She's like, who the hell is Pork Chop? She's like, I was like, Chris Mertens, who you used to work with. I said, she's like, oh shit. She said, how'd you meet him? She said, how'd you meet him? I said, I just started following their podcast.
She said, Anthony, sit down. There's something I have to tell you about.
I love Dale's reaction when I turned around and put that post up and it said, I said, I just found out Pork Chop's my dad.
Yeah.
He was like, well, what the hell? Anthony's mom's white.
Yeah.
Pork Chop's white. That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, I got a black chromosome in me somewhere. And it just happened to come out.
Hell, we all probably got a little bit of something mixed in with us. If anything.
I took a Facebook quiz and it said I was West African.
Really?
Boom! I took it twice. Facebook don't lie, man. That's a multi-billion-dollar
Facebook quiz told you.
Yeah, I did it twice, Dale. Said I was 90% West African. The other is like Pacific Islander. So I'm like African and 10% Hawaiian.
Well, send me this Facebook quiz. I want to have some culture in my fucking life.
I know. West African.
Yeah, you find to send that because that'd be funny as hell to listen. I mean, that'd be.
It's going to tell Anthony he's 100% Caucasian.
Right, yes.
It'd be my dumbass luck. It really would be. It would be my dumbass luck.
See, here's me. Hanging out with my friends from West Africa last night.
Yeah, Chop ain't playing around, you know.
Yeah, I'm West African, man.
Anthony, you got a woman?
Not currently, no.
Yeah, Chop's got to introduce us to these
There you
ladies.
go. Hey, they'll take care of you.
I know. I've seen some pictures on his Facebook page. There's a couple of cuties that I see that work with him.
Yeah. Come on, Chop.
Well, come down there and get a job.
Do I really want to come work at UC? I've heard way too many stories just from Mom alone.
Well, I just got to tell you though, those stories are all true.
Yeah, no, I 100% believe it.
but they pay well.
Yeah.
I like my job and I like who I work with. I like what I do. I get paid very well to do it. I got no complaints.
And that's why I tell people. I told a friend of mine. I said years later, because he was asking me. He's like, "How the fuck do you afford season tickets?" I said, "I found a job that pays me well, pays me good enough. I don't hate it." I said, when my dreams of playing professional football didn't pan out, and turned around and said, "Well, gotta go get a job."
Yep.
I said, figured, hey, find something that you don't hate and that you at least have the notion of you can get up in the morning and still not want to go to work. So,
right.
Oh,
That's
don't get me
important.
wrong. I don't ever want to go to work. I play the lottery 3-4 times a week just to try to get it so I don't have to go to work. But I don't mind what I do. I like what I do. I would also like not going even more.
So since you guys, and I want to know, especially how good are any of you guys real big into bourbon?
No, you missed that guy.
Yeah, that's Derek.
That's Derek.
No, I used to collect bourbon a lot, man. But dude, with the way how hard it's been finding the lines just for me everywhere. I remember I used to get 2 bottles of Blanton's easily in one day, but now it's just like impossible to find.
Greg used to drink 2 bottles of Blanton's a day.
Yeah, exactly. But
this was given to me as a gift, and
that's a good one. I love Elijah Craig.
I've got that, and I've got a bottle of Buffalo Trace that I pretty much have said that I'm not opening this until the Bengals win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
The Bengals win it, I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I told my job, and I work for a damn. I work.
That's a fact.
Where do you know? Where do you work, Anthony? Where do you work at? Anthony, where do you work at?
I work for a defense contractor. I clean their building. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I clean their building. I make decent money. I make decent money. Plus, I get overtime. So
awesome.
Nice.
For what it is, hey, they take good care of me. Yeah. So
I guarantee this man makes more money than me, and I'm a school teacher, so everyone makes more money than me.
Even great.
But yeah, so this is unless me and Pork Chop go to Vegas to buy hookers.
Hey, I'm going too.
Hey, more the merrier. Yeah, that's between that and the Buffalo Trace. I said one of them I'm cracking open on when that clock reads 000, and we got the Lombardi. Because I'm not gonna lie, fuck Kansas City. And any Kansas City fans out there, yeah, I said it.
My boy.
Especially fuck Travis Kelce.
Right.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Cut all his Cincinnati ties, man. Fuck him.
Not only fuck Travis Kelce, fuck Pat Mahomes too.
Hey, Dale.
We got our guy. We got our guy, Joe B.
Exactly. Hey, Dale, you better tell your little brother to watch what he says in the comments, man, because I tell you, I'm about to go full savage mode on him right now. Yeah.
Talking to
David.
Greg only knows about
for the podcast listeners.
Lawnmower and
For the podcast listeners.
God damn.
Dave,
David is a fucking savage, dude.
Say this to my face, Dave. Be a man and say this to my face.
He's at work. Calling his ass out.
Work. Here we go. I've heard all.
Hey, Greg. Think about it though. Was it the Buffalo game or was it the Ravens game that you said, Dale, that Dave would be there?
Both possibly. The Buffalo game for sure.
I'm just saying, do you really want to sit there and see that? He's a fellow big boy like me, so.
Hey.
And I was gonna say, you know, them Buffalo games, they like jumping off, they like doing the fucking super fly splash on the fucking table through tables and shit.
Andy's one of my boys, right? It's your brother.
Yeah,
your brother. Ain't
yeah. You're gonna have to see me.
He's got two of his brothers on here right now, Greg.
I got two of his brothers. Oh my God,
Hale and Anthony, his brothers.
Yeah, Pork Chop. How many kids do you not have, Pork Chop?
you. You're the lone one, Greg. You're not my son. You're not my son.
But you know, Chop. You know, Greg loves the hell out of you, especially the fact that when he won that chance to meet Orlando Brown, of anybody he could have brought with him, he said, "I'm bringing Chop."
That's exactly why I gave him a hand job.
Yeah, exactly. And extra.
Yeah,
that's right. Now he'll keep me in mind for next time.
Exactly.
In other words, the next time we see, next time we meet Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Hey.
Or as me and my one buddy Will, who goes with me to the games, we call him Saint Joe. Saint Joe.
Oh, there you go.
I call him Jesus Burrow.
There you go.
Or I do tell everybody that his brother's name is Jesus Burrow, and he's Joe Burrow. So.
Yeah.
Joey Christ. Yep. Anyway, he's our savior. He's Cincinnati's savior.
Hey, Greg, did you ever get this book?
No, I did not, but I've been wanting to.
I got it.
If you get a chance to, check it out, because they were selling it in the pro shop. I'm about halfway through it, man. It's
no.
It definitely gives you a nice glimpse into why that man is a stone cold killer on the field.
Absolutely, man. No, I want to read it, man. Just got to get around to buying it. As I said earlier in the show, man, I got a sweet jersey coming in for the whiteout game, man, that I can't wait to reveal to everybody.
I just got I ordered it off of one of those Chinese sites because unfortunately Nike decided not to make big boy sizes outside of a 5X, which 6X for certain jerseys. That's what I wear.
I can get you hooked up. I got a hookup on those sizes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to.
He really does. Like, no, he really does.
I got a customized 5X jersey. It was $85. Everything included, shipping, everything. $85. It's the last one I got was a Reds. It's Cincinnati Reds. I got my birth year 72 and pork chop across the back.
Yeah, me, the one I would want to do if I do another custom jersey, because I got my one custom 78 jersey, which was my old high school jersey number from when I played.
Oh, cool.
Munoz fan.
That was my nickname in high school. Yeah, that's what everybody. That's what everybody turned around that I went to school with. The name that my teammates ended up giving me, which I'm like, okay,
I'll take it.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Oh, they just called you Munoz?" I was like, "Yes, sir."
I remember
that was actually he was like, and that was actually my freshman year of high school. I actually had met Munoz in person, and I was like, my dad was like, "Go up, say hi." I'm like, he's still very tall, very big man, but didn't look quite as he doesn't look quite as imposing now as he did back then, or even when I was going through high school. He still looked imposing. I was like, I'm like, Dad, you about to feed me to this man? Are you I thought you loved me. I thought I was your pride and joy.
I'll have to get you your new jersey, your new custom jersey made with your birth year, and it'll say across the shoulders, Chop's bastard son.
I'm down.
You had him at New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, could we get that all on the back of that jersey, Chop's bastard son?
You just rope it all and circle it all the way around.
Are you sure they would even let me into the stadium wearing that?
You got to just cover up with wear a jacket in, and then pop your jacket off.
Yeah. And then the whiteout game, they panned to a picture of my black ass, and
Boom,
next thing you
turn
know, I
around
go in
and
the back
like
going.
That's right. Turn around and put the thumbs down.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Oh, you got to get that fat bastard out of here." Yeah, this is a family show.
You sit close to Dale and them, don't you? Sit in like 156?
Yeah, 156. This is my first year down in that section. Last year I was in 307.
We finna be best friends. You got to start tailgating in lot 1 with
307. When you gave up your seat, Greg might have got it because he's in 307.
That's true.
Did you get Anthony's seat, Greg?
I have no idea.
I was in 307, row 4. Seats 21 and 22 were my seats.
Shut up. Wait, Anthony, shut up. Name it once again.
Row 4, seat.
Section 307, row 4, seats 21 and 22. I take it you got those.
I'm at 307, row 21, seat 14. Okay, never mind. You're close.
So you were high. You were higher up. I was in the lower half of the.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the lower half. I'm in 310, row 9.
Where I was in row 4 of 307, which for me, my first year as a season ticket holder, then
Anthony,
I was cool with that.
Show me the face when you walked in there to go to your seat and you saw that fucking escalator was broke. Yeah, right. That's why we'd walk in there and, that fucker's broke half the time and you just pray the whole time you get up in there and all of a sudden you get up in there and the escalator's broke. You go, oh, fuck.
No, what would always get me is that you know how they send those emails before the like the days leading up to the game. They'll say who the ruler of the jungle is, and if it was somebody really good, that I wanted to either get my picture taken or at least get something signed. That you go the very first time I did that, the year we had our run, that I went back around to try to go ahead and get on the escalator and get my fat ass up there. Next thing you know, I'm like, fuck me sideways.
Yeah, I've been on that bitch, and also I was going up. I was like, son of a bitch. Man, I ain't all about stairs.
Oh, no, shit, neither am I, but usually the way I end up doing it, like I'll get up to the first flat half that to catch my breath, because I'm a fat bastard. I've never denied it.
Yeah,
I'll get up there, and then next thing you know, I'll stop for a second, especially if I know I haven't missed nothing. I'm like, oh, let me catch a little bit of the action, because I did that during the Kansas City game, because John Moxley came back to town, and got my picture and all that taken with him, and I was sitting there looking. That's when Joe made that 1 yard touchdown run. That 1 yard touchdown run that. I swear, it makes it look fucking easy. As injury prone as that motherfucker is, it can be, which I wish he wouldn't be so. At the same time, I love that he's fearless. I don't want him to turn around and just put himself into harm's way. Hopefully, especially if this offensive line that we've got now really shows out. I'm like, hey, just sit in that fucking pocket. Maybe roll out if you have to. Get that throw you a good dart. But if you don't have to run, don't run. Because, we need you. Because if you go down, I'm with Dale. We're fucked.
Yeah, but that's what's crazy. Like his current injury, nothing to do with trying to be crazy.
Oh yeah, it's nothing to do with O-line.
Fucking pulled up, and those scare the hell out of you too. When a guy just pulls up, it's like.
I looked, because I've seen Achilles tears, like complete Achilles ruptures. The way he was hobbling to try to get down, that he wouldn't have been able to do that. As soon as he would have planted that foot, he'd have went boom down.
Well, we've seen he's walking in the locker room with no limp, this, that, and the other. How long do you think? Just personal opinion. I think he's fully healthy in 2 weeks.
I think. If he's not already, I would agree with that. Dad, how did I get 158?
I'm at 310, and if you want an answer to this question, you have to ask your brother. Who do you suck off to get 158? Because I'm not in 158.
Listen, as Derek says, it was
Yeah.
easy for me to get 158 because that was before Burrow, before our winning season. I was like, hey, I'll call about some season tickets. They were like, hey, we can get you down row 15, section 158. And I'm like, cool. Is that on the aisle for my big ass? And they're like, no, that's in the middle of the row. And I said, okay, how close you got for the aisle? They're like, row 19. I'm like, bet. Like, I
got like hell. I'm surprised I went from 307 down to 156 because my buddy who I paid straight out of pocket for 2022 for season tickets. Then my buddy got pissed at me. He's like, why'd you pay the full amount? I was like, because I had the money.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, I would have paid how? He's like, I'd help you pay half on it. I'm like, okay. Thought nothing of it. He's like, how much did you pay? I said, about $1,800. Next thing you know, he sends me like $500, like right off the top. I was like, how the hell? What? He's like, no, that's what I owe you for this year. And then next year he said,
You said that's nice of you, but 1,800 divided by 2 ain't fucking 500, pal.
Yeah,
That's a nice gesture, but your math is off.
no, but basically he couldn't pay it all up front, so he eventually got me caught up. But basically, to sum it all up, when it came up for this year's tickets, I asked him. I said, "You still want to pay half on them?" He's like, "Oh yeah." So we paid, knocked our tickets out. I told him because his family was a season ticket holder. His family were season ticket holders for a long time and had seats in section 156, row 26. So I told him, I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, "As long as you're willing to help me cover the difference," I said, "Hey, when the seat relocation comes up, I'll see if we can try to move down close within that area." Shit, that fucking seats came up and we saw, there's 2 seats open at 156.
Boom, let's go.
I just sent him a snapshot. I said, "Hey, you good with this?" He was like, "Those are 2." He said, "They're 2 away from where my old seats were." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Next year, if somehow your old seats come open, we'll take those. We'll move 2 more seats over."
Right. Hey, when I originally had my season tickets, I was in the very top, like three rows from the very top, all the way towards the north end zone on the sideline. On the Bengals sideline, and they upgraded my tickets. But this is not back when the team was doing super well, but they were still, they had some sellouts and stuff. They were doing just good enough. But my seats were right next to 158 on the other side of the tunnel where they come out.
Yeah, so no, for me, like 2021, I wasn't a season ticket holder yet, but I bought 4 tickets. I bought 4 tickets for 4 games, and then my mom and my brother decided to surprise me for Christmas and said, "Hey, here's tickets for the last 4 home games." I'm like, "Hold on, what? You're going to the last 4 home games?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll go." So then about the second to last home game, I'm like, "No, I've had a fucking blast going to these games." I'm like, I need to just bite the bullet, pay the money, bite the bullet, pay the money, and plan on going.
Bro, that is 100% similar to mine. I'm like, that was the whole COVID, and you got a fucking check from COVID or whatever time when I ordered my tickets. It's the only way I felt like I was comfortable enough to just be like, fuck it, got a little extra cash that I normally wouldn't have on my week-to-week shit, and being like, fuck it, how about season tickets? The roommate, whatever it is now. It's like, yeah, look into it. And I was like, damn, I thought there'd be a bunch of fees, this, that, and the other.
It was like crazy.
Well, my first year, 158, where I still sit right now, it was $800 for each seat for the season. So it's $1,600 total. That's it, down in 158 row 19.
Yeah, I paid, they had me put down $200 for each seat. So when I put the $200 down for each seat, then the difference per game.
But now it's like which I'm on I've been on a monthly plan or whatever, just paying so it's like a fucking anything else you have in life.
No, I
pay
get
monthly.
that.
I got 2 months left for this season's tickets, but they're up to they're probably like $600 more for 2 tickets than they were just a couple years ago.
Well, but
that's how much they've raised.
I was gonna say, but and I know the price you pay for having a successful team. Put it this way, as a Bengals fan, for me, because I was born in '85. So
goddamn right, I stimulated the
So
economy.
for me, I never got to see. Until now, I never got to see the Super Bowl teams of '81 and '88. So when I remember, I think it was '96. It was the Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl 30. I'm sitting there watching NFL films because if you remember, before the NFL Network became a thing, every year Super Bowl weekend they would do an NFL films of every Super Bowl, like on ESPN or one of the sports channels. I'm sitting there watching TV, and Super Bowl 16 pops up. And the first thing I yell for my dad. I said, Dad, come here. He's like, all right, what the fuck you want? I point at the TV. I'm like, the fuck is this shit? He's like, that's Super Bowl 16, son. I was like, the Bengals were in the Super Bowl? He said, twice.
Yeah.
How the fuck we managed that?
Where's that? I want that shit.
I'm like, I want that shit. Because I grew up a Bengals fan. I tell people all the time, like, because I said, you could talk. I tell people all the time, especially when I have friends that are Browns fans. I have friends that are Ravens fans and Steelers fans.
All these
they'll get to talking shit. I'll be like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I put hands on one of my buddies who's a Steelers fan, lifelong friend, love him to death. I just think he's misguided because he's a Steelers fan. I put my hand on his shoulder. I said, I'm gonna tell you one thing, and one thing only. You're not allowed to ever call my team the Bungles, or you're never allowed to call and never allowed to talk shit. Because I said, you see that? I said, you see that? I said, you see that dumpster over there? Yeah. I'm gonna put you in it. He's like, you wouldn't. You see, shit. People know. Don't. I said, people know. I ride with the Bengals to the very end. Because that's just me. I will ride with them to the very end. Even the bullshit years. Like, to this day, people get mad when I say I think Carson Palmer quit on us.
Yeah, I ain't getting mad.
I'm not mad.
I'm like, I don't know. Surprisingly, I never knew until now that there are actually some Carson Palmer supporters that live in Cincinnati that think that that we didn't do enough to support him. I'm like, no, we gave him quite a bit. I said, there's different facets to it, but I said we gave him quite a bit. We had one of the best offensive lines in football. And I said, when it came down to the practice facility and things of that sort, if you ever watched that Carson Palmer A Football Life documentary.
No.
I watched it because I'm like, you know what? Let's watch it. I want to see what his side of the story is.
I can't afford a new TV. I'm not watching it because I can't afford a new TV, and I'd throw some shit at the TV.
No, I watched it. I mean, like, I just remember saying Mike Brown is a very stubborn man. He's like, I might be more stubborn. I mean, I saw what he said because, I just want to hear what he had to say. But, like, whatever. I mean, I moved on. And what pissed me off even more is he still says, if I'm Joe Burrow, do I want to be here? I'm like, dude, let it go.
Shut the fuck up. I'm like, dude, fuck you. Let it go. Go. You're in Montana or wherever the hell you're at.
Let it go.
Enjoy. So are we saying Greg's just damn, Iceman's just totally ripping you, dude?
Hey, Iceman, get on here, be a man yourself, and tell me that. If you're such a big man.
He's sitting there just totally going ham on you, Greg.
Oh, Iceman, he's got it out for me right now, and I'm ready to take it.
Yeah,
Well, but
I'll challenge you.
Oh, Greg's ready to take it.
But I'm gonna say one thing, and I think that's why I love listening to this podcast so much, is because all you guys are the best of friends, but although hey, the show goes off the rails, but you could tell that you guys deeply love each other.
Absolutely.
Except for fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I hate every fucking single one of these.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
I tolerate them till I find better.
Right. They're just placeholders, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
If I can find a better friend, they'll move right into the slot.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Right now I got nothing better to do, so why the fuck not?
Right.
Well, but the fact that hell you get on here, and I've seen some of the questions that some of the people respond with, and you'll sit there and just go play them up, especially if it's something funny. That's why there's times if I think of something just totally funny and off the rails, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this on there. Let's see if it bites.
Yes.
I would say there is 3,000 Bengals podcasts, and there's nothing wrong with that because that shows the passion of this fan base. Everybody they want to do a show, they want to put their voice out there. And it does take work to do these shows and, promote them and this and that and whatever and try to get guests too. Like that's harder than hell. People don't really understand. It's super.
Yeah, I take it you guys are trying to besides Ted, have you guys had any luck with any other players getting them on?
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of one of those things you kind of know when the season grinds down, you don't really want to bother these dudes.
Right.
Because they're so zoned in and focused. The last thing they want to do is be going on shows. And that's another thing that's and I'll say this for Iceman, and he can hop on here. I put the link in the thing.
Links in the chat there, Jeffrey.
But we don't have any kind of connection to the Bengals like that.
No.
And I'm only going to say Bengal Jim's name because he does being fan of the year and things like that. He's got it ends with them that they kind of Emily Parker and the people will float him guests, and they tell us they can't float us guests because everybody has a fan podcast, and he's more of a media guy. And Cincy Jungle is more of a national. And, dude, you guys all know how I feel about it. I'm just saying, so any guest we get, it has to be 100%. Just they agree to come on separately outside any Bengal connection. Whereas some of these shows, they have the Bengals, the Bengals fuck with them in a way. However you say it.
They got favorites.
And they're willing to, give them a guest or two here or there. A player, a coach, a media guy, So that's what I mean, and that's why I say we ain't trying to compete with Locked On and this or anybody,
Oh no, I get that because I know
we don't have, and with that's it's not. I'm not shit talking. I'm just trying to explain that that's how it is. We love anything we get though is 100% just asking and hoping and being hey, if you fuck with us, and especially if it's somebody that comes back, it's just because they fuck with us. It's not for any other reason. Yeah, because I noticed. Ted thought real well of you guys.
Yes.
Well, we hope.
Because I know. Because I know when I got there at the Cincy hat event, and it was my first time meeting all three of you guys in person, and I remember sitting down talking with you guys, and Iceman looks and says, "Were you trying to get that ball signed?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I can wait for the crowd to die down a little bit." "Oh no, fuck that shit! Come on, let's go over it." I'm like, Ted. He goes over to Ted, and Ted looks up at me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Ted, at least from what I can get, he seems like a very, very personable guy.
He is a good guy.
Absolutely. Awesome.
His wife seemed like an absolute sweetheart because the whole entire time, like any of us, she was asking us, "Oh, did you get your picture taken with Ted? Did you get your picture taken with Ted?" Just making sure, hey, if anybody that wanted to meet him, they got to meet him.
Dude, just such a nice guy he is. He's probably just such a big time fan favorite. Just loves the city of Cincinnati. He's just totally embraced city. I mean, Ted is just such an awesome person.
That's why I'm hoping that they maybe make an exception and give him, even if it's just a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
Let him finish his career as a Bengal.
I'd love that. I would
Put it this way. A lot of the free agents that we've had come through, we have them for however long we'd get them, and then next thing you know, they move on, they go to another team. But like, this is one guy I'm like, nah, let's keep him a Bengal. He's one of us. At the end of the day, he got drafted by New England. New England did their thing with him.
He's
But
into the 6th round, though. You know, here's a guy who fought for a job, a roster spot for years. You know.
Oh yeah, he fought his way up, and that's like when I watched y'all's interview with him, I'm like, this is a guy. He gives
Grinder.
He's a grinder, true Midwest guy that literally is willing to grind it out to.
And he knows way more shit about the office than any one person should know.
Right? Greg tried to challenge him, and Greg lost in the parking lot.
No, I challenged him. Yeah, I challenged him to the office and all that. And
I was standing right there. I was standing right there with you guys.
Hey, look, Greg, he had the answer, and Ted Karras said the answer, and Greg's like, "Well, hold on. What about this?" And then Ted Karras explained it. Greg said, "You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Never mind.
No. If I ever could get Ted Karras office seasons 1 through 4, I think I can take him. But
how many seasons of that show was there?
8 or 9, I think. 8, I think.
I had a hard time getting into that show, but for the people that enjoyed it, I love Steve Carell as in his movies. I love me some Steve Carell. It's just for some odd reason the show just never really struck a fancy with me.
My kids and my wife watch it all the time, and when I'm in the room and I'm watching it, it's funny as shit. But I've tried to watch it on my own. Just started off in season 1. I don't know. It's not my thing. I like something that builds a storyline, and The Office is something you don't have to watch it from the first episode. You can go in and watch a miscellaneous episode. I mean, they are in order. I mean, there is a storyline to it, but you can go in and just pick an episode and watch it, and it's funny as shit.
Yeah, no, I understand. But
I just never get into watching the whole season.
Well, she probably end this one. Got another show coming up at 6. So.
A few minutes.
So who's on that show?
I think Chop, you'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Cantilly guy, and then my brother David's supposed to.
And my other son, David Altman.
Okay.
And I have to get both your bastards before the end of the episode.
That's right. It's my bastard Sunday on Bengals and Brews. Chop's bastard Sunday.
I've always got Fridays off, so you have to shoot me a link if you ever willing to have me on the show. On the show again.
You've been fun as hell. So you just I'll be like what was Frosty Rucker? You're going to have to put a damn shirt on next time. Put some sleeves on.
Shirtless Anthony's okay. We could have shirtless Anthony and shirtless Greg on Fridays.
Shirtless Fridays.
Right.
Well, but the difference is I'm like you, Chop. I just woke up. Just woke.
You worked the night shift too.
Greg as much as and Greg knows I'm gonna shoot a little rib at him. Greg takes his shirt off because as soon as you mention the name Yoshi Bosch,
Yoshi,
Yoshi.
The man thinks he's finna smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like for what it is, man, I've enjoyed being on. Just so this is the what I had to type in to get on. That's the studio name to get in.
Yeah, but that's when we shoot a link out on the in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so usually if I just send a link like to your Twitter or whatever, you should just be able to join it. Like.
Okay, so yeah, that at least gives it. Yeah, that's why when you sent it to me, I'm like, all right, how the hell do I get in? And then Then Crip, whoever sent it, said hashtag.
Hookers.
I was like, oh yeah, that's like. I'm like, that would make sense. The hookers episode.
Hey, before we get off here though, let me pimp this out real quick because we got that new Brew Crew shirt up on our Self-Fi store. You can go to our X page or Twitter, whichever one you want to call it, and follow the link to our Self-Fi store and pick this beauty up for, be part of the Brew Crew. You're already here. You're part of the Brew Crew. So this is the shirt we designed for you, for everybody that listens to the show and supports us.
We're trying to get a whole hell of a lot of Brew Crew motherfuckers up in Lot 1 just chilling, ready to watch the Bengals.
Hell yeah, buy the shirt. Get my dad paid.
Yeah, I don't think we set the price. We're not even making hardly any money off of it at all. We just want to get the shirt out there. I'm not worried about it. I certainly ain't retiring from this.
No, we may make fucking $30 every fucking 7 months off of this fucking show. And we say making it as in like Stream Air Crush $25 per month. So are we really ever making a profit? No. Are we trying to just not spend our money so our wives don't divorce us? Well, the other 3 might be. Mine's already divorcing me. I got nothing to fucking lose.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
Hoo-day!
Hoo-day.
Yeah. Hoo-day.